Plates ready? This is Food School, Smarter, Stronger, Leaner podcast. Want to feel amazing, love the way you look in the mirror, and perform your absolute best in the gym, at work, and in life? You're definitely in the right place. Food, it's you. It builds every single cell of you. And if there is one thing every human being must master, it's food. Because at the very least, eating, you do it every day, several times a day, every single day. You might as well get good at it. I'm your host, Shurina from Create Yourself That Today, your personal nutritionist and plate watcher, your diet guide and explorer, your fat loss coach and food inspector. And just someone with a lot of passion and obsession and curiosity for healthy food, healthy diets, nutrition, optimized human performance, everything and absolutely anything you put in your grocery shopping cart, your fridge, on your plate, and in your mouth. It's my business. Food School, on a mission to help you eat better daily.
It's the last time I talk about food. It's the last time I talk about food.
Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Food School Smarter, Stronger, Leaner podcast, where today we're gonna talk about a new book that I believe you should either read or do research about. The book that can really help you to understand the science of weight loss, of fat loss, and can really, when implemented in your daily life, make a difference and can help you to lose weight, maintain that weight, that fat percentage for life. So this book I came across and read some time ago, but as I've been doing my fat loss strategies, weight loss strategies review this week, I decided to come back to this book because a lot of the science, a lot of the tools in this book, I've been using, not really thinking about this book, but based on all of the learnings in my life, and they bring a lot of results. Like some of my clients, they start working with me first week, they lose like 2-3 kilos just because of these principles, not because of eating less, not because even really counting any carbs or anything, but just concentrating on quality foods that we talk about today, and I talk about with all of my clients, and people improve all levels of health that matter the most to weight loss, fat loss, like brain inflammation or insulin levels or gut inflammation, gut health. So the book, The Calorie Myth, How to Eat More, Exercise Less, Lose Weight, and Live Better by Jonathan Baylor. The book, the idea for this book originated in 1985. There was another book that was called The Setpoint Diet. And the whole idea is our body has set points or certain amount of weight and certain amount of fat that our body and our brain are used to and comfortable with, and it's defined by our genetics and our early childhood lifestyle and our lifestyle and our health history right now, and most of us, all of us, have that weight that we comfortably maintain when we are not trying to change specifically some aspect of our nutrition or our lifestyle, when we are not losing weight, when we are not doing anything really different from what we usually do. So body's set point is that level of weight or fat that we maintain without thinking about it. And all of us have different set points. And again, it's usually predetermined early in our life, but we can change that too by consciously designing our nutrition plan, by consciously designing our lifestyle, and basically engaging the science of epigenetics, or designing our environment to influence our genes. So we have different expressions of those genes, and one of the expression is having lower body weight set point, meaning we maintain lighter and leaner body weight easy by default without not doing much. So the book The Calorie Myth is built around this concept of body set point, and the methods in the book will help you to create lower weight set point, so you don't struggle anymore and always dieting, trying to maintain leaner than usual for you body weight. So what's the solution? How to lower your body set point so you become one of those people who, no matter how much you eat, you stay lean and healthy and fit without counting calories and portions and all of that. So the main concept is you gotta choose certain foods that actually are designed as a main source of nutrition for human being, foods that help you naturally to maintain that lower body weight set point. And the more you follow the principles of this diet concept, of this nutrition concept, the leaner, the healthier you get. Well, to be more specific, guys, the book is built around the concept of SANE foods. SANE is an abbreviation, and the author divides all the foods based on principles of SANE. So 4 letters, SANE. First S, satiety. So the more food has water, the more it has protein, the more fiber it has, the more satiety that food's gonna bring to you, and the more satiated you're gonna feel, the more it's gonna activate your certain hunger hormones that promote more satiety and less eating. So the more of those foods are in your diet, those whole natural foods, the less you're gonna eat foods, the less you want to overeat, the less the more control of your hunger you're gonna have. And so the foods that have the most satiety are the foods that naturally, whole foods that naturally have more fiber, more water, and more protein. So for example, fatty fish, or your vegetables, and, for example, when it comes to water, leafy greens have a lot of water. Vegetables, in their whole state, have a lot of water. And protein, of course, protein foods add the most satiety. It's also proven by all the science. So when you eat more protein, why high protein diet, for example, are so effective and much more effective for weight loss and weight maintenance? Well, because they do provide more satiety, and you feel fuller by eating a lot of time less calories. Plus, the protein itself is the nutrient that your body has to spend the most calories processing. So you're not only eating less, but you're spending more calories on digesting that food. And at the end of the day, it all matters a lot. So satiety, water, protein, fiber. Aggression. So by aggression and how aggressive foods are, the author means that how fast that particular food and amount of food raises your blood sugar. So the faster that food raises your blood sugar, or those combination of foods raises your blood sugar, the faster you're going to get fatter from eating that food. Why? Why is blood sugar so important? Because your blood sugar has to be stable. And when you eat some processed carbohydrates that tend to raise your blood sugar the fastest, because they give you the most sugar the fastest, and your body has to maintain the same blood sugar level. So your body has to stack that excess sugar that you're not using somewhere, and your cells have limited capacity for using energy, especially when it's coming fast. But your fat cells do not have that capacity. They can store fat almost indefinitely, and when they're full, your fat tissue can create more fat cells. So the more those fast sugars you have on a daily basis, the more your body will stack that sugar into your fat cells, because it has no other ways of dealing with that fast sugar. When your cells are full of fuel, when your liver, your muscles are full of fuel. So the more the food produces those blood sugar spikes fast, the more aggressive that food is. And of course, we want the least aggressive foods. And what are those least aggressive foods? Again, protein, fiber, water. Fat also tends to slow down that aggression of the food and absorption and assimilation of different sugars into our blood. N stands for nutrition. So the more nutrients our foods have per calorie. So for example, compare spinach and let's say rice, or maybe something more nutritious, I don't know, maybe even like quinoa, right? So spinach is going to be more nutritious per calorie, not per weight, not per serving, but per calorie. A calorie of spinach is going to have more nutrients than a calorie of quinoa, because a calorie of quinoa, well, it's just not going to provide the same amount of nutrition. And in the show notes, I'm going to give you the link to nutrition index that is created for you, where you can evaluate your food on how nutritious it is. And in our modern society, the problem is a lot of people overfed with calories and underfed with nutrients, and that creates the never-ending feeling of hunger, because if your body needs essential nutrients, it's gonna send you hunger signals for more food. But because you're probably gonna give it again some empty calories, your body will not be satisfied with that. And that's why you're eating more and more foods, more and more calories, a lot of processed, junky, empty foods, and you feel your fat cells, but your body's still starving because you're not giving it essential nutrients. So that's the idea behind nutrition. And then efficiency of food. E stands for efficiency. Efficiency means how fast and efficiently your body can make fuel from that food. And the more efficient that food is, the more there is chance your body gonna make fat out of that food when you eat that in excess. So for example, let's take protein. Your protein, to become fat, has to first be breaking down into amino acids. Then those amino acids have to be turned into glucose and simple sugar, and that with other molecules has to be converted into fatty acids to become fat in your cells. It has to be, you have to have insulin in order to stick it into your fat cell too. So in order for your body to turn protein that is already an expensive nutrient into fat, your body has to spend almost like 70% of that energy in the protein that you got to create fat. Whereas if you eat carbohydrates, it's one of the easiest things to turn into fat. It's just one reaction. You do have to, your body has to release insulin and turn glucose into fatty acids to stack them into your fat cells, but the process is much, much less expensive energy-wise for your body, and it's much faster, and that's what your body does by default. Excess sugars turns into fat. So your body is very efficient in doing that, and that's why when you eat refined carbohydrates, it's a fast sugar for your body that can be fast turned into fat tissue, into fat cells. And that's why fast carbohydrates, processed carbohydrates are very efficient food. So in order for you to lower your body set point, your body weight set point, your fat set point. You want to eat foods that promote the most satiety. You want to eat the least aggressive food, or the foods that raise your blood sugar the least. You want to eat foods that have the most nutrition, and you want to eat foods that has less efficiency when your body trying to make fuel out of it, or turn that into fat. So let's say you have a cookie and a piece of fatty fish. So cookie provides you, the least satiety probably. It's very aggressive, it's nutritionally empty, and it's very efficient at being turned into fat. That's why cookie will raise your body weight set point and will be turned into fat the fastest. Whereas if you take fatty fish, whole piece of fatty fish, it provides a lot of satiety because of the essential proteins, and but also because of fats that also create a lot of satiety. This food is really non-aggressive because it doesn't raise your blood sugar because of all the fat and all the protein. This food has a lot of nutrition, all the minerals and vitamins, plus the essential fatty acids and essential amino acids or proteins. And to turn that into fat, or efficiency of that food, this food is very inefficient for your body to turn that into fat. And that's why this food will lower your set point when consumed regularly, and it will help you to maintain the most satiety, and it will help you to lose weight. The foods that promote the most sane or sanity of eating are your non-starch vegetables, your proteins, whole food proteins, your whole food fats. When the fat is processed, like when it comes to oils and butters, it's much easier for your body to turn that into fat compared to, let's say, fatty fish. The body has to actually release those fatty acids processing the foods and the proteins, or let's say nuts and seeds. Your body has to digest all that fiber before getting into fats. So whole food fats and low sugar fruits. And guys, if the leaner you want to get, the more progress, the faster progress you want to see, you probably want to eat, well, besides all the processed junk of like naturally starches and fast carbohydrates, you probably don't want to eat too many lower sugar fruits. You probably don't want to eat too many fats from fat sources, from concentrated fat sources like nuts and seeds and avocados. You probably want to eat some, but don't build your whole menu around it, and don't think it's a free ride. But even if you just stick to non-starchy vegetables, to your whole food proteins, to your whole food fats, with maybe a little bit of addition of low sugary fruits like all the berries, like apricots, limes and lemons, like nectarines, apricots, something like guava, plums. If you stick to these foods, that's going to lower your body weight set point. You're going to lose weight eating more of those foods, and you're going to maintain that weight naturally. Of course, if you don't start eating all the junk again, then you're going to raise your weight set point again, and you're going to start all over again. So that's the whole idea behind eating sane foods and the calorie myth. So the quality of your foods, the quality of calories matter more for your body. And I've been talking about the same kind of foods over and over again, and it just makes all the sense, and it works for everyone. So, some people say, not all of the diet works for everyone. What I like to say these days is not foods will work for you, but this same kind of diet, lower carbohydrate diets with a lot of vegetables, with a lot of proteins, whole foods fats, and whole foods, nutritious whole foods, that's going to work for everyone, because that's how we humans as a species designed to eat. From the book, the last point I want to make is movement. Again, the book is talking about the same kind of movements. So movement over training. Try to have an active lifestyle. Don't try to train the most amount of hours, producing the most amount of stress. When it comes to weight training, concentrate on eccentric training. And you can Google it, eccentric training, what it is, but basically concentrating on the negative phase of every exercise in doing it slow. High intensity interval training, if any, cardio over medium intensity cardio, or just stay active, as I said, dance, do yoga, walk a lot, and allow yourself enough time to recover. As I've been teaching you guys, don't exercise too much. Exercise is not going to help you lose weight. It's not a weight loss strategy. It's a health strategy. Exercise enough for your goals, for your lifestyle. Don't try to compromise your sleep or your stress management by trying to exercise more. Your nutrition is your number one strategy. And if you want to lose weight, lose it for good and lower your body weight set point, then your foods are vegetables, non-starchy vegetables prepared in a cooked way, your proteins, whole food proteins, your whole food fats, good quality cooking fats or processed fats like olive oil, like grass-fed butter or coconut oil, but we've already talked about different kinds of fats too. And then low sugary fruits. Concentrate on whole foods, on quality, guys, and it's as easy as that. So The Calorie Myth by Jonathan Baylor. How to eat more, exercise less, lose weight, and live better. So let me know what you think about this book. If you have any questions, as usual, guys, feel free to reach out. But probably as a parting thought, don't try to find some quick fix, some crazy ass solution. Just do things that work and find a way to implement them, because our human genetics, our human biology and biochemistry is not gonna change anytime soon. So take care of yourself, and as usual, till next time, eat better daily.